Oh,
3, 2, 1. I love.
well, here we go. All right. I'm trying a lot of new things, you guys. Patience with me. And I am pre recording this. This is September 15th. And we are talking about the month of October. Hello, it's me, Danyell Carmelita, your favorite tarot reader and astrologer. October is a month of major shifts. Okay. We got Mercury making a lot of bold moves. We got Venus changing signs and it's hitting some tough oppositions. Again, we have that fiery Aries full moon. I talked about that briefly in last week's transit, but of course, we can talk about it here. We have the sun entering Scorpio. It gets very deep. As I'm filming this, it is 90 degrees outside. It's very hot. Hence my wardrobe. But now, when you are watching this, it's going to be officially fall. We have Libra season officially started. Happy solar return to all of my Libras. And yeah, but also too, not only do we have Sun entering Scorpio, and it will be happy solar return to all my Scorpios. We have a month of revelations. We have a month of relationship test. Relationships being tested, global power struggles, illusions will dissolve because we have a lot of illusions and deceptions every month. While Neptune is retrograding, we got a lot of that. A lot of truths being erupted. Transformation becomes unavoidable, a lot of secrets coming out of the darkness. This month is about decisions, clarity, and transformation in regards to love, money, and personal growth. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to break it down week by week so you know the predictions and you will be ready. All right. Now, let's get started. Here are the dates that we have here. October 1st, we have Mercury squaring Jupiter. Then on the 7th, Mercury will square Pluto. Venus will oppose Saturn. On the 11th, on the 13th, Venus will oppose Neptune. On the 14th, Venus will trine Uranus. On the 16th, the Sun will square Jupiter. 18th of October, Mars in Scorpio is going to trine the North Node. Sextile the South Node. On the 19th, we have here a pattern. We'll discuss it as I get to it. Mercury in Scorpio is going to trine the North Node. It's also going to trine. I have that twice. I'm sorry. That is a typo. I'm sorry. That's in my notes. Mercury is also going to conjunct Mars. And then on the 24th, Mercury will then trine Jupiter. That's water trine, a lot of great emotions and intuitions happening there. Sun is going to square Pluto, power moves here. On the 25th, Mercury is going to trine Saturn. Mars will trine Jupiter on the 27th. On the 29th, we have Mercury trining Neptune, that is retrograding. Mars will trine Saturn, which is retrograding. And then Mercury in Sagittarius will oppose Uranus. Now, let's talk about some other important dates here. First, let's say we'll talk about the lunations. We have October 6th, the full moon in Aries, and on the 21st, we have a new moon in Libra. The retrograde's happening this month. October 13th, Pluto is going to station direct in Aquarius, and on the 21st, Mercury pre-shadow retrograde phase in Scorpio is going to start. Pre-plan your trips now. Don't say I didn't tell you. And ingresses, October 6th, we have Mercury entering Scorpio. On the 13th, Venus will enter Libra. On the 21st, Neptune will retrograde and enter Pisces. On the 22nd, Sun will enter Scorpio. On the 29th of October, and we'll discuss Halloween if I remember, Mercury will enter Sagittarius. Okay. So that is what we have. Let's bring up the chart. Hello, beautiful chart. Let's get started. Let me see. Let's bring it up to the first week. I got a lot of windows open, you guys. Let's see. We have, let's do the first week. So October 1st to the 7th, we're going to have Mercury. Where's my Mercury here? Mercury in Libra is going to square Jupiter. And I've talked about this already, but this is over promising things. There's a lot of exaggeration. There's expansion of new beginnings, chasing ideas and partnerships or contracts. Double check any details. Try not to overcommit. Also, too, this is dealing with relationships. This is relationships of the past. This is some ancestry. This could be a partnership, something from the past, or a lot of emotions involved, or clinginess, because that Cancer likes to be very clingy. Okay. Also, this could be something from safety, and it's dealing with your harmony and balance, and it's really exaggerated. On the 4th of October, same week, we have Venus, and it will be opposing. Where is my Venus? Venus will be opposing the North Node in Pisces. Relationship karma will be surfacing. Okay. Put your good juju out there so you can have some positive things coming back. Choices in love is going to be feeling like it's very fated, that this is destined. Practical service versus spiritual compassion, and charity and endings and closing. Okay. There is a sense of diminishing and cleansing out. There's a sense of health versus things that you need to release and let go. There's a sense of groundedness versus the energy of spirituality and things you cannot touch, tangible things that are untangible. And there needs to be a balance between the two. Okay. On the 6th of October, we have that full moon, which I've already discussed. And that full moon is dealing with stuff that needs to deconstruct, craftsmanship, building something. It's a very fiery climax. Aries full moon highlights independence. It highlights the face. It highlights the selfishness, being first, being a leader, being brave, and it's going against compromising and thinking about others and sharing and, oh my gosh, partnerships. While Mercury is going to enter Scorpio that same day at 0 degrees. So a lot of intense conversations, a lot of secrets, a lot of investigation. Dun, 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 okay. Also too, with that Aries full moon, anytime you have a full moon, there's a culmination, there's a need to release, there's a breakthrough, and it's going to be in the themes of independence and courage and self-expression. Aries is very fiery, is very bold, is very action orientated. Sometimes it involves the physical body, and the full moons is also always dealing with a polarity. It's always dealing with a balance. I told you in the last video, the male versus the female, the subconscious versus the subconscious versus the conscious. Okay. So there needs to be a balance here. And now the balance is between Aries and Libra. Now, Mars is the ruler. We discussed that, and it's in Scorpio. So it's very intense, it's very strategic. There's transformative edge towards this emotions. Okay. Feeling like you are stuck and fixated, or feeling like there's some control here, because Scorpio likes to control. It has power issues. What else do we have? Instead of impulsive Aries explosion, Mars and Scorpio will fight with focus, persistence, and depth. Um, Conflicts may not be very loud, but they are going to be very deep and intense, because Scorpio, it whispers, but it's very intense when it's whispering. Okay. People may cut ties. There may be a lot of confrontations, or finding out some secrets that you didn't know that there were some secrets. Scorpio also represents things that are very taboo. So let's see how that happens in rebirth. Now, Neptune is retrograding in Aries. It's going to quincunx Mercury. Where's my Neptune? Neptune in Aries is going to quincunx Mercury when it enters Scorpio. This is very interesting, right? This is a collective. Mercury retrograding in Aries is a collective energy. We all feel it. It's feeling like the dream is the dream of independence, is the illusion of a leader, the illusion of someone being like they're starting something new, but it's very confusing. It's lost in the sauce. Neptune in Aries is also going to bring out who shot me, who is the killer. I shouldn't say who shot me, but who is the killer. But there's a lot of clouded illusions, confusions, and things may be coming to the surface while it's retrograding. Now, when it's quincunxed at Mercury, this is when the investigative skills is not really working its best. It's feeling discomfort because there's illusions and fog added to this. So the 0 degrees that we normally get Mercury and Scorpio, it won't be as fun, because there is a deception here. There's a fantasy versus the truth in communications, in decisions, in contracts, miscommunication. Clearly, there's a deception, unrealistic expectations. All that can surface. Double check all your facts. Be aware of what the illusions are. Trust your intuitions more than anything. If it doesn't make sense and you feel it in your gut, then trust your gut, especially in a sign Aries. But don't get too lost in illusions, okay? This is also a sign of insecurity. And yeah, so be aware of that. Personally, big decisions about relationship versus independence is going to be issue. Hidden truths or secrets could be coming to arise in regarding to power, impulsivity, something that's dealing with physicality and bravery. Mars and Scorpio could fuel covert military actions, secret power plays. And then when it's quincunxat, there's propaganda, there's misinformation, there's confusion in regarding to war as well. Collective push for freedom with that Neptune in Aries may clash with hidden strategies with that Mercury in Scorpio. Okay, use this full moon for shadow release work, journal, sit with your emotions. It's okay. Get therapy, that always works. Work with grounded energy, be around earth signs, Capricorns, Virgos, Taurus. That really helps you balance things out. On the 7th of October, we have Mercury. It will start to square. Mercury moves fast, so it goes from 0 to 2, but it's going to square Pluto retrograding in Aquarius, and that Mercury is dealing with communication and intellect. And now there's some power struggles here. Someone's trying to control. Freedom of speech here is bigger than ever. There's a lot of secrets, a lot of hidden things, scandals, manipulation. All that could be happening in regarding the tongue, in regarding an email, a text message, or a conversation, or even a letter. So be aware of that. This also represents media, social media. Just know at the beginning of October, a lot of illusions and deceptions in regarding to secrets and yeah, just secrets and manipulation. Okay. Pluto is obsessed with power. Pluto is the ruler of Mercury. And then we have Mars sitting here. So a lot of secrets are here. I don't know another word for deceptions and illusions and conspiracy theories, but this is what we get here. Not really conspiracy theories, but more secrets and being obsessed with power is what you get. Okay. So be aware of that. October 11th, the week of that. Um, we have on 11th, Venus will be opposing. Where's my Venus? Venus will be opposing. Ooh, Saturn. Okay. Saturn is in Pisces. This is issues with love and money, and you could be feeling like there's some challenges, or you feel like you're tested in it, or maybe there's some limits in relationships or restrictions happening in regards to relationships. Saturn is in Pisces. There could be a lot of loss and confusion in regards to relationships, or even charities, or service to others. Even this could be dealing with some pets too. October, losing a pet. Yeah, that could be happening too. On the 13th of October, Pluto is going to station direct. It will stop retrograding. Let's see. Yeah, it will stop retrograding. That's great because the power that be, when it comes to all this freedom of speech and rebelling, it starts to calm down a little bit. When Pluto retrogrades, I feel like it works in our favor. Now it's not. So maybe freedom of speech may be worse. We'll see. It's in 1 degree. 1 degree is the Aries degree, so it's still very forceful. Aries represents forcefulness, impulsiveness, control. Collective powers will shift. Technology, politics, and social movements. It may accelerate. Actually, usually when Pluto is retrograding, we get the secrets. Now the secrets may be changing. The same day of October 13th, we have Venus. It will be entering Libra. There's harmony, there's balance, there's beauty. But at the same time, is opposing Neptune retrograding in Aries. So you have that charm, you have that beauty, you have focusing on aesthetics and relationship. And now there's illusions. There's maybe overspending money. Maybe there's something that you cannot quite see. Losing money, losing a relationship. Relationship is not telling the truth, and maybe they're being selfish. That could be happening, and you maybe cannot see it. Neptune, again, illusions, insecurity, also addiction, drugs, medication, photography as well. So there could be like a picture of someone by themselves and it's affecting a relationship, something like that, or someone being selfish in regards to photography. Neptune also, Aries represents the face. So it's like photography of the face. Once Neptune enter Aries, we have to do that real ID. So there could be something photography of the face or something dealing with a picture of a face, and it's causing some problems with relationships. Now, Venus is the ruler of Libra, so this is very strong and it's at 0 degrees. This is going to be very strong. Okay, so October 13th, be aware. Also, too, it's creating a kite. And the kite is Neptune in Aries, and it's going to sextile Uranus, which is at 0 degrees. And then it's also sextile Pluto. And then there's this opposition of relationships at 0 degrees. So it's going to be something very strong in regarding relationship, aesthetics, fashion, partnerships, any type of mirroring behavior. Venus and Libra opposing Neptune. Venus pulls on the structure of making relationships, money, beauty, and what we value. This is going to be the point of attention. And it could be something that's going viral or something that's discussed or something you cannot quite talk about, but it's going to move fast when Uranus is in Gemini. Okay, relationships and illusions. There's probably some clarity issues happening there. Maybe there's temptation or confusions when it comes to money. Uranus and Pluto is going to help with some transformative energy with that, hopefully, or maybe it will work for the opposite way. Yeah, global relationships, with diffusions, risk of illusions, false promises, unclear motives. That's going to happen. They're going to push it through social media. They're going to push it through the news. Maybe even a podcaster, because this is what this represents. Uranus and Gemini, a podcaster of some sort. Relationships may feel intoxicating but unclear. Creative breakthroughs could be possible. Sudden inspiration, maybe some artistic surges. But it's quite not giving a message you want to give, or it's not as beautiful as you think it should be. Financial opportunities. There could be some opportunities, but you think they are, and they're not really real. Because Neptune clouds the truth. There are major diplomatic efforts, peace talks, and treaty alliances could be fake. They may not be real. Okay. Possible scandals in finances or in the art industry that could be possible. Surprising breakthroughs in technology. With AI, AI may be not working its best. If you are trying to design something too, if you're trying to decorate the home, I say the home because Jupiter is in Cancer. So I always think people are trying to decorate their home. Yeah, also too, with that kite, Venus in Libra at 0 degrees, very strong. I want you to remember that. And what else do we have with this? Yeah, so that's what we have. Relationships are going to be at a crossroads. Creative flow may be an issue. Okay. And on the 14th of October, Venus will trine Uranus. And when it trines Uranus, it will actually be happening that day too. This is exciting, unexpected connections with the relationships, maybe a fresh start in relationships, maybe surprises in finances. Remember that there's still some deception here and secrets, and it's also dealing with this transformative energy. It's very bizarre because this is very positive, but this is very negative, the deception and illusion. So, just follow your intuition. I always say trust your intuition because this is retrograding. Neptune's retrograding. But there's something that's fast that's going to land in your lap, and it could be dealing with money. Don't spend it all. Save it because that money could be an illusion. Okay. Now, week 3, we have on October 16th, we have the sun is going to square Jupiter. So this is something that's very expansive. You could be overconfident. Okay, you could be indulgent on things, or maybe you are having confidence to promise a lot of things in regards to relationships, aesthetics, beauty, and harmony, or any type of partnerships. Yeah, you need to balance that. Jupiter makes you think you can do it all, and it's going to be something from your past, or something dealing with your mom, or something dealing with your security, or something dealing with your home. Maybe you think you can really design your home, and it's like you're in over your head. October 18th, Mars in Scorpio. Where's my Mars? Mars in Scorpio is going to trine the North Node, and sextile the South Node. This is positive. This is a powerful alignment for your destiny. You're going to have passion. You're going to feel like this is meant to be. It's going to work for you. Whatever is supposed to happen, something from your past will be releasing, and it's going to be able to work in line with your future. Okay. Especially anything with compassion, charity, or even spirituality, working with yourself. Okay. Now, on the 19th of October, Mercury in Scorpio. Oh, I have it twice. Okay, on that's what I kept having twice. Okay, now on week 4, October 21st, we have that new moon in Libra. Let me actually put it in. So we have a new moon in Libra. The new moon is going to be 28 degrees, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Ooh, it's going to be something for our past. Okay. Now, new moons are about fresh starts, planting the seeds, new cycles. Libra themes are about relationships, partnerships, something dealing with justice and law, beauty, fairness, balance. Yeah. Now, the ruler of this new moon is Venus, and Venus is in the sign Libra. So it's going to be very strong. A lot of potent energy with love, being diplomatic, self care, beauty, aesthetics. Unions are going to take a center stage. Yeah, so A lot of charm, a lot of aesthetics going to be very strong. Excellent for forming any new partnership. Opportunity for peacemaking, mending fractured relationships. This is really good. Heightened attention on beauty, style, creativity, harmony in your personal or collective spaces. This is great. Let me see what else we have. Any 28. Yeah, it looks like that's pretty much it with this new moon in Libra. It's very, very positive. Hopefully, I'll be better around this time and I can tell you more about this and what it's going to look like. Yeah, but this is going to be very positive and it's going to work with beauty and aesthetics. Who doesn't love that? Okay. This is time to get all your fall clothes, declutter the closet and get your fall clothes out. Really embrace fall. Maybe you can get a sale. Okay. But yeah, the full moon is gonna work. The new moon is gonna be very positive. I see only positive things with that. Now, also too, we have Mercury is gonna be in a pre-shadow phase in Scorpio. Mercury is gonna be at 20 degrees. So when it comes back at 20 degrees, then it will be clearing up. Mercury in a pre-shadow phase means miscommunication. A lot of things will be resurfacing during this upcoming retrograde. Stuff may not be working. So anything before October 21st, you want to plan if you're traveling, if you have to sign a contract, if you have to pay attention to any details. Now, this is conjunct while it's in a pre-shadow phase, Mars. So words can carry heat. There's passion, even aggression, intense conversations, a lot of debates, a lot of revelations. Maybe you are focused on your communication. Maybe you pursuing things you can really communicate. But I think this may be an issue because it enters that pre-shadow phase. Secrets may begin to surface. Sharp words could cause rifts in partnerships. Some contracts, some agreements started now may be coming back up while Mercury is fully retrograding. A lot of transformative conversations, therapy. Now, I do believe that investigation will be happening here. Okay, things that are people are keeping in a secret, it's going to come to the light. Okay, get ready for that. New relationships or collaborations will begin. They're going to be. This is during that new moon too, require some fairness and transparency. Intense conversations about love and business, passion and truth telling can lead to breakthroughs. A lot of shadow themes, things that are very taboo. Okay, you're talking about your strippers, your hookers, your trash man, your tarot readers. All that is going to be some type of focus, and themes could be relating to that. Okay, get ready for that. Set intentions for that new moon. Be mindful of communication, though. Review any contracts carefully or delays or revisions. Write down your stuff. Make sure if you're writing down for the intentions, you are wording it correctly as well. Okay. Let me see what else. Mercury retrograde will re-enter Pisces. I mean, not Mercury. Neptune will re-enter Pisces. Let's see. Remove. Let's see. Yes, at 29 degrees. Okay. We got a lot going on in October, especially around this new moon the very next day. Mercury re entering Pisces at 29 degrees. 29 degrees is an anaretic degree. So there's an urgency of closing things up. Neptune rules Pisces. They both represent ending. 29 represents ending too. So a lot of ending, hurrying up the end. Neptune, whenever a planet is ruling the sign, it's strong. Okay, so Neptune in Pisces, all these themes are strong. Everything dealing with Neptune is ending, releasing, death, closure, forgiveness, sacrificing, secrets, illusions, lost in a sauce, fog. It represents space. It represents aliens, things that are very unknown. A lot of fog, spirituality, your dreams, and the collective consciousness. There's no boundaries. There's no limits. It's very out in the open. A lot of water energy. Could be some water issues as well. Retrograding is turning inward. It's reviewing. It's maybe the secrets again are going to be lifted. I think so, especially when Mercury is retrograding in Scorpio. A lot of spiritual lessons. Also, Neptune in Pisces, addiction and drugs, escapism patterns could be happening, and it's going to be very intense. Faith, illusions, and healing. Pisces represents healing. Now, it's going to quincunx Libra, the sun in Libra. deceptions in relationships, deceptions with your allies, even this is global allies. Feelings are torn between clarity and confusion, doubt about whether should be committed with this decision because Libra is very indecisive, and that Neptune can bring it bigger, heightened intuition and dreams, a lot of synchronicities. I sometimes can't say the word. It will be hard to separate the reality from the fantasy. Confusions of any messages dealing from our leaders, that could be a major issue. A push for justice is what that Libra and Sun wants to do. And it could be clouded, hidden agendas, misinformation, unrealistic expectations with that Neptune there. Collective energy could be feeling tired, spacey, or a lot of illusions. Just while these planets are retrograding and each sign is getting closer to Neptune, and that represents the government. So the government is in secrets. Neptune also represents restrictions. Yeah, I think we'll see a lot of it. The energetic degree means that there's a closure happening. We'll see how that happens when it stops retrograding. But right now, it's going to cause a lot of drama. Okay, I don't know another word but drama, but a lot of secrets happening. You guys sit back, sip your tea. If you have a great life, if you're very open and forgiving and into releasing, this will be fine for you. Just watch everyone else go cray cray with the secrets. Okay. On also to October 22nd, that same day, the sun will enter Scorpio. The energy is going to be very deep. Again, a lot of investigation. What are the secrets? Okay, we're going to focus on shifts of transformation, intimacy, to very sensual energy, and a lot of in control of power. When the sun enters Scorpio at 0 degrees, is going to quincunx Uranus. So something is going to be on social media, is going to move fast, and it's going to be a secret. We may not like it. It's going to make us very feel uncomfortable. 0 degrees is very raw. And it's starting the Scorpio cycle. So, highlighting themes of power, secrets, control, shadow work. It's going to be something that makes us uncomfortable when it comes to announcement, when it comes to a podcast, or when it comes to social media. Okay. Let me see. Disruption, rebellion, breakthroughs. Gemini represents communication, media, technology, networks. Quincunx makes things very uncomfortable, very awkward. Outright clash. Tensions will be an issue. Okay. So sudden news could be happening, shocking revelations, a collective sense of instability around information and truth, anxiety, scattered thoughts, feeling pulled between being deep versus just having surface conversations, because Gemini just wants to do the surface, and also it's very overstimulating. It's going to square Pluto in Aquarius too when the sun the next day. Again, this is power control. Pluto is the ruler of the sun, and there's rebirth, there's controversy, there's destruction. Aquarius is about the collective, it's about the people, it's about AI, it's about technology, it's about the future. Also, airplanes too. There could be some crashes with airplanes, social movements, conflict, confrontation, crisis is what you get with the square. So intense power struggles within groups and government are like the Democrats, Republicans, any type of group or network. Aquarius represents network. Pluto in Aquarius also represents the power of intellect and yeah, being very intelligent. A lot of intensity there. Leaders, it represents the sun, and it could be backlash with the leaders who are very secretive or who are obsessed with power. Yeah, and Pluto in Aquarius is going to force something out of that. This could be identity crisis, feeling challenged by authorities or a group dynamic, are forced to confront some hidden truths. Yeah, so power clashes for real. I need some balance with the intensity for the collective. Okay. I do see that there's going to be some scandals with some leaders happening because the sun represents the president, the leader, the king. There is something that could be censored with technology, and the sun, whenever the sun is involved, is going to bring something to the light. And Scorpio likes to be in the darkness. Okay. So we'll see how this plays out starting. Yeah. Now, on the last week of October, we have it on the 27th. And October, Mars is going to trine. Where's my Mars? Mars is going to trine Jupiter. This is great. Now we got some good news, right? Here's Mars. Where's my Jupiter? Here at 24 degrees, there's something ending, there's some closing, maybe there's some releasing here. Mars is in Scorpio, is very intense. This is a water trine. This is dealing with emotions. This is dealing with your intuition. Big courage, a lot of confidence, a lot of action. Excellent for pursuing any goals or anything you feel passionate about. On the 29th, We have Mercury, and it's going to trine. Ooh, it's at 0 degrees. It's going to feel a little uncomfortable with Uranus. It's opposing Uranus, and then it's going to trine Neptune. Is it trining Neptune? No. Why do I have that in my notes? Mercury and Scorpio. No, nope, 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 nope. Mercury and Scorpio. Okay, so it is going to have this opposition with Uranus. So something big, unexpected could be happening. There could be an announcement. It may not be good. It's going to make some people feel uncomfortable, especially on a global scale, or something dealing with travel, or something dealing with higher learning, education, or your philosophies. Okay, it could be coming really fast. Two, let me see what else we have here. Sudden disruptions in communication, because Mercury is the ruler of Uranus. Yeah, this is going to feel like a Mercury retrograde that day. Mercury moves fast, so it should be fine. So the monthly themes overall for the month, you guys. That is what we have for the overall month. And the monthly themes, we're dealing with truth versus illusions, because we have that sun entering Scorpio. It's going to square Pluto. We have Neptune re-entering Pisces. So October is no longer just about relationship resets. It's about cutting through the illusions, exposing secrets, and demanding the truth. We have power shifts happening, collective upheaval. Pluto in Aquarius is all about fighting for the people. Also, too, controlling our voice. So there's going to be a focus on that, a focus on technology and AI. Politics, of course, always. Mars and Scorpio is wars, conflicts, but they're a secret, is living in the shadow. Very strategic energy. Expect heightened global tensions, leadership crisis, a lot of power and control, controlling everything. A lot of karma issues with this, because we are dealing with the nodes, Venus entering Virgo and Libra. Very critical when it comes to evaluating things. And then it's dealing with Neptune. So illusions again. We have the new moon on Libra. That's very positive when it in regards to relationships. But that same day, that Neptune, I think it goes back. There is something that said that Mars and Scorpio, I think, is going to be an issue. It was something the same day of the new moon. Just remember that. I've already mentioned it. But also, too, we have sudden disruptions in communication, what I just finished talking about. But Uranus in Gemini is going to quincunx the sun. It's going to be dealing with Mercury. So a lot of events happening in the word of communication and social media. Of course, that's nothing new, but a lot of spiritual resets, a lot of healing, shadow healing. Neptune in Pisces, a lot of spiritual fog. Scorpio season is going to be kicked off. So Mars, Mercury, the sun entering Scorpio, diving into the shadow work, having some collective healing, going to therapy. Venus is going to be tested with Virgo and love, right? And there is going to be a lot of energy with Libra, aesthetics and beauty, money, naturally attracting that through a partner, or actually learning, depending on someone else when it comes to money, or getting something in a secret when it comes to finances. A lot of healing with the full moon in Aries too. So globally, Pluto going direct in Aquarius. That's going to be some new issues with technology and AI, and that's going to move forward with a lot of futuristic things with AI. So let's see if the robot finally comes out. But that's what we have for October 2025, a month of big truths, a lot of transformative energy, and a lot of futuristic things. And I hope you guys got a lot of predictions here. This is pre-recorded, so I hope this works out for you. I have no idea what is currently happening, so this is very weird for me. But I am going to do more details on the full moon in my behind my paywall, and the new moon. I'll do separate posts on those for you guys to know. Also, too, whenever the sun enters a new sign, I talk about what great dates to do things like spend money, invest in money, launch a new project. I do all that. Great dates for love. Whenever we have a monthly video too, that is on my paywall. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.
Bye bye.